Hey everybody, I wanted to put together some words and tell you a little bit about my personal story as it relates to Wear It Purple Day. So here it goes. Thank God I lived long enough to see a world where people like me could march proudly down the main street in the city to be cheered on by a million well-wishers every year at Mardi Gras, where people like me no longer needed to hide their true, authentic selves, where people like me could get married. That period was truly astonishing to me. But even more amazing and astonishing was that people like me could have children and be included in the community just like regular people. But when I was growing up, I could never have imagined a time like this. When I was growing up, there was fear of who you really were. There were no role models to respect. When I was growing up, right until I left high school, being me was illegal. It carried a sentence of 14 years in prison. Degrading words uttered by family and friends who didn't understand the impact their words were having on developing minds. Gay hate crimes like bashings and murders were on the news. People around you joked about this stuff. Police never investigated. It was just accepted by the community. Then there was AIDS and fear from the rest of the community that gay people were the cause of this pandemic. The whole crisis exacerbated by the inhumane way the media reported it. Then I met my first partner and we moved to Queensland, where we worked on the land and built a life. Around this time is where I met Deb. Deb and I became quick friends. She was ultra accepting, and you all know where this friendship led. But being LGBTQ in that state carried a prison sentence of 14 years with hard labour. Being gay was a crime and would be so for another 5 years. I spent nearly half my life as a criminal, committing a victimless crime for something which is a natural part of our diversity as a species. Now I have my own children. I cannot imagine how anyone would want their own children growing up with that fear and self-loathing that I grew up with. In my generation, it hardened you. It made you strong. It made you able to handle anything. But I don't want that for my children. I don't think any of us want that for our children, surely. It is estimated that between 5 to 7% of people who identify as something other than heterosexual. That's a big number. In Australia, that's the entire population of South Australia. But even in a country like Australia, there is still homophobia, there's still bigotry, there is still LGBTQ people who are driven from their homes by their own families. And there is still that fear and desperation, many young people that lead them to take their own life. It's a shocking thing that this is still happening in our society. And this is the inspiration behind the Wearing It Purple Day. Please support it, even if it's only for your own children. But as I said in my opening, I feel lucky and proud to live in a country which has come so far, where someone as amazing as Jess can be her own true, authentic self. I'm happy with what we've gained in our society and during my life as an LGBTQ person. I do, though, want to leave you with this. We're a small but global company. And when you look at this map, you can see all of those coloured countries are countries where it's still a criminal offence to be me. And in the next slide, here are the countries where to be me or Jess is to face the death penalty. And the death penalty in some of those countries is death by stoning. Truly shocking and horrific. There's work to be done. But I want you all to know that at Switch on this Wear It Purple Day, you know that being LGBTQ is valued and important. Be proud. My team's channel is always open if there's anyone who wants to talk to me about that. But thanks for your time and wear it purple.